Hello, class. Well, here's the thing. A few days ago, one of you asked me in one of the forums, I think, um, what was the best way to improve pronunciation in English. And I promised to make a video about it, and here it is. Now, the first thing that I gotta say about how how to improve your pronunciation is that you gotta improve your listening skills. You gotta improve your comprehension, your listening comprehension ability. They go hand in hand. It's like you learn to speak by listening to the language, and that happens to everybody, and it happens with our mother tongue too. So when we're babies, we start hearing our mothers, fathers, and everybody, and eventually we start imitating them until after a few years we start speaking the language perfectly well. But that's it. That's the first thing you do is the same thing happens in second or in foreign languages. First thing you gotta do is to improve your listening abilities. And in order to improve your listening comprehension abilities, there are several things you can do. Well, here's the first. Here's my first tip. Music is always fun. Most people like music, um, and fortunately, in English, there are different and I gotta say lots of different resources for us English learners. And regarding music, there is this website called lyricstraining.com. I'm gonna put all the links in the description at the end of the video. And this website is just amazing. Uh, for the people for music lovers, I think you're gonna really like it. Basically, you choose a song. There are plenty of songs to choose from, and you choose a song. You choose the level that you want to play, and you can choose beginner. You can choose advanced. You can choose expert, and depending on the level that you choose, well, you will have part of the lyrics of the song, most of the lyrics of the song, or maybe none of the lyrics, and you start completing. There are two different ways to play. You can choose the word, which is what we see on the screen. In the song, Just Give Me a Reason by Pink, I think. The next word should be Just Give Me a Reason, just and then the words a little bit's enough. That's one play mode, but there is another one when they don't give you any options, when you just have to type uh, what the word, whatever word comes next, and it's obviously more difficult. Uh, that's one way. The other way, and one of my favorites, and definitely the one that I used when I was learning, when I was in university learning English, is to watch movies or series with subtitles in English. Is definitely, in my opinion, the best way to improve your listening abilities and eventually your pronunciation abilities. Um, and it's something that is really really easy to do um, with the internet and all the different resources we have in the modern world. You can just down if you don't find the series or the movie that you want to watch already captions in English, you can always download the episodes or the movie and download the subtitles as a separate file, play them all together in Windows Media Player or in any other player, and it's just something really really easy to do, and believe me, it's one of the best ways to improve your listening abilities. Another one and another favorite of mine is audiobooks. Um, I particularly like audiobooks because I definitely don't have much time to read, and I'm always busy doing stuff. And but I like literature. So, for example, I love Harry Potter books, but they are just too big, and I just don't have time to read them all. but they are in audiobooks format. And for example, when I am at the gym or when I am driving or doing something else, I can always listen to an audiobook of Harry Potter or any other book for that matter. This is obviously a little bit more advanced because it requires a certain level of listening comprehension. You gotta be able to understand a lot, otherwise you're gonna get bored. I'm frustrated maybe. But believe me, once you get to a certain level, I think audiobooks is a great way not only to have fun and learn, but also to develop your listening skills. And the final tip I got for you is one that is definitely more specific, and it's extremely important. English, it's a language that if you don't speak it properly, people are not going to understand you. It's not like Spanish. In Spanish, it's only common to hear a person who's learning Spanish and their pronunciation is not that good, but you can still understand them. For example, you hear a gringo saying something like, "Hola, me llamo Daniel," something like that. It's bad pronunciation, but you can still understand what they're saying. That doesn't really happen in English, or is very problematic. And normally, if you don't get the word right, the pronunciation of a word right, people are not going to understand you, or worse, they are going to understand something else. And I can say that from experience, unfortunately. So the best way to be aware of those things and to get over those problems is to practice lots of minimal pair exercises. Here, for example, on screen we have an example of the English vowels, the short e and the long e. And we have the word ship and sheep. When the words that for us or for a Spanish speaker may tend to pronounce ship, ship, and it's not ship. No, one is ship, the other one is sheep, and they can mean very different things. And if you don't get the pronunciation right, believe me, people will have problems understanding what you're saying. So minimal pairs exercises is definitely another way to improve your listening and at the same time your pronunciation skills. So that's it, class. Here's the summary of all 4 tips. Remember, lyricstraining.com is the website I recommend for learning with music. Subtitles for series and movies in English, another way to improve your listening skills and pronunciation skills as well. There's a link for the best websites to find audiobooks in case you're interested. And the final tip had to do with minimal pairs exercises. You can find them on YouTube, or well, you can always Google minimal pairs in English, and you will know what I'm talking about. Thank you very much for listening. I hope this will help. And that's it. Cheers.